Page 21. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When he got close, Zoro expertly swung two swords in intersecting arcs while simultaneously controlling the sword in his mouth, launching a ferocious three-sword attack. This was a far cry from his initial, reckless assault. Such rapid improvement spoke volumes. Going beyond mere talent, it required relentless training to build muscle memory. Zoro's current sword skills and control demonstrated his intense dedication. However, he was still no match for Lin Mo. Lin Mo narrowed his eyes, instantly spotting an opening. As Zoro closed in, Lin Mo sent him flying with a single blow. Hidao remained sheathed. Lin Mo gazed at Zoro, who lay sprawled on the ground. Zoro gritted his teeth, staring blankly at the sky. After a moment, he got up, brushed himself off, and grinned. Yeah, I'm way out of your league. Guess I gotta work even harder. Lin Mo looked at him, a flicker of emotion in his eyes. Zoro, Lin Mo said, for that last move, try raising your shoulders a bit more, focusing your attention tighter, and lowering your stance a little. Zoro was taken aback. Without hesitation, he grabbed his fallen sword and replicated the stance as Lin Mo described. Like this? Zoro mumbled, the sword hilt clenched in his teeth. Lin Mo nodded. Give it another shot, see what happens. All right. Zoro replied, turning his attention to the nearest tree. Lin Mo could already sense a heightened sword pressure emanating from Zoro. Zoro charged, unleashing an attack that carved 3 gashes nearly 4 inches deep into the tree. Huh? Zoro stared at the marks, eyes gleaming. Before, I could only get about 2 inches. Lin Mo, you're amazing. You can make me break through with just a few tips. Keep practicing, Lin Mo encouraged. That move has even more potential, just keep at it. Yes. I will. Zoro replied with a solemn nod. Just then, a snap echoed as the sword in his right hand broke, half the blade clattering to the ground. Zoro's eyes widened, staring at the broken piece. His expression shifted to despair as he cried out, no. Why'd it break? I saved up forever to buy that. Now I'm down a sword. How am I supposed to train? That he had been training with real swords lately. Ordinary swords couldn't withstand the intensity of Zoro's training. As a result, all 3 swords had suffered varying degrees of damage, especially the one in his right hand, which was on the verge of breaking. Lin Mo also stared at the broken blade. What a coincidence that it broke at this very moment. He thought. A moment of silence hung in the air. Lin Mo unsheathed Hidao. Zoro, Lin Mo called. Zoro, tears welling up, was still lost in grief over his broken sword. Hearing Lin Mo, he turned his head. Lin Mo tossed Hidao to him. Zoro instinctively caught it, looked at Hidao, then back at Lin Mo, confusion written on his face. It's yours now, Lin Mo said calmly. Huh? Zoro was stunned. Why? I just lost to you. That sword is perfect for you. Lin Mo said nothing further, turning and heading back towards the dojo. He had only taken a few steps when, in his mind, the system alert chimed. Ding! Gifted Hidao to Zoro, sign in progress plus 20%, Ding! Frostmoon Village sign-in task complete. Congratulations to the host for unlocking the 6 styles. Sword skill level +1, current sword skill level, LV6. Upon hearing this, Lin Mo stopped dead in his tracks. A wave of palpable power radiated from him. Just as before, the surge quickly subsided. Looks like I don't need to challenge Koshiro after all. However. The final progress exceeded his expectations. Lin Mo smiled and opened his stats panel. Name, Lin Mo. Age, 10 years old. Sign-in location, C Restaurant Baratai, 0%, Hockey, Armament Hockey LV2, Conquerors Hockey LV3, Observation Hockey LV2. Skills, Fire Style, Dragon Fire Technique, Beginner, Swordsmanship LV6. Page 22. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 6 styles, Finger Pistol LV1, Iron Body LV1, Razor, unlocked, Skywalk, unlocked, Tempest Kick, unlocked, paper art, unlocked, weapon, demon blade starbreaker, Lake Toya, inventory, 10 by 10 by 10 cubic meters. The 6 styles are physical arts from the pirate world that push the human body to its absolute limits. Mastering all 6 makes you seriously strong. Too bad only finger pistol and iron body are unlocked for now. Finger pistol supposed to pack the punch of a gun. You concentrate all your power in your index finger and fire. The fingertip becomes like a bullet, able to pierce flesh and even steel. Iron body's the defensive technique. You pump strength into your body, making it as hard as iron. Regular bullets and blades can't even break through. I'll explain the other moves once I unlock them. Closes the status panel. Lin Mo kept walking toward the Ishin dojo. Mission's done, time to head out. I've been crashing at the Ishin dojo for a while, so I gotta say goodbye to Koshiro at least. Zoro was still clutching Lin Mo's Wado Ikemonji, staring blankly at his back. That terrifying power that had suddenly flared up had scared him stiff. His legs had turned to jelly and he dropped to the ground. Zoro trembled as he watched Lin Mo, who paused for a moment before continuing on his way. He probably knew who just unleashed that crazy power, even though it was just for a second. He knew. He wasn't imagining it. Wait, was that Lin Mo? Zoro gulped. That was scary. What the heck was that? Point 1 Heart Dojo. Koshiro was watching his students practice their basics. He sensed Lin Mo approaching. Koshiro looked at Lin Mo, who was just entering the dojo, and smiled. You're back earlier than usual. Yeah, Lin Mo said bluntly. I'm leaving. Koshiro paused, a flicker of surprise in his eyes, before replying, relieved. I figured. You said you wanted to travel, so you're taking off now? Lin Mo nodded. Yep. Kuina, who was leading the practice, immediately ran to the dojo entrance, her face full of disbelief and a hint of anger. You're leaving? Why? Zoro and I haven't beaten you yet. I don't want you to go. Chapter 16, a promise before leaving Shimatsuki village. Kuina wasn't having it. She didn't want Lin Mo to leave. How could he bail now? She still hadn't defeated him. Lin Mo, Kuina said, biting her lip and struggling to control her emotions. Do you really have to leave? If you do, I'm never forgiving you. Can't you stay? No, Lin Mo said, shaking his head. I'm a traveler. I don't stay in one place for too long. But I haven't beaten you yet. Kuina said, sounding dejected. Are you leaving? Does Zoro even know? Lin Mo had told him before his fight with Zoro. Knowing him, he probably hadn't noticed. Even if he hadn't, whatever. Lin Mo nodded. I told him. That idiot. Kuina clenched her fists. I couldn't convince you to stay. What's that blockhead Zoro even doing? Kuina, it's all right, Koshiro said gently. Parting is part of life. Besides, you might see each other again in the future. When you and Zoro are older, and you've become great swordsmen, I won't stop you from going to sea. Lin Mo hadn't expected his departure to upset Kuina so much. She was still a kid, after all. Then at least let's fight one more time before you go. Kuina took a deep breath and pointed her bamboo sword at Lin Mo, just like when she first challenged him. I challenge you. Not same words, different vibe. Koshiro started to say something, but decided against it. Lin Mo just stared at Kuina, speechless. He'd just come to say goodbye. That's it. How'd he get roped into another fight? A moment of silence hung in the air. Lin Mo wasn't planning on fighting. 10 years, Lin Mo said, looking Kuina in the eye. We'll duel in 10 years. When you're stronger, come find me in the new world. With that, Lin Mo turned and left the Ishin dojo without another word. Kuina stood there, stunned. Koshiro smiled and stroked her hair. Before the official duel, focus on getting stronger. Father, Kuina said, looking at Koshiro. Didn't you say girls can't become the best in the world? Do you think I have a chance to beat Lin Mo? Who knows what the future holds? Koshiro smiled. Kuina, you need to know that your father isn't narrow-minded. I'm only human. Selfishly, I don't want you to risk everything and get hurt. I'd rather you stay here, growing up healthy and happy. Father, so, were you lying that day? Kuina asked, her eyes flickering with uncertainty. Koshiro smiled. Of course. Then why are you saying all this now? I've been thinking about it these past few days, Koshiro said. If I stopped you from working so hard, wouldn't I be the bad guy? Page 23. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Thanks, Dad. Kuina smiled through her tears, finally feeling a weight lift off her chest. I want to talk to you about something. Alright, what's on your mind? I want to beat Lin Mo. Can you teach me sword skills to make me stronger? Her eyes were determined. Okay, Koshiro agreed readily. Just then, Zoro returned, seeing Kuina and Koshiro at the dojo entrance. He asked, Kuina, sensei, what are you two doing here? Kuina immediately noticed the Wado Ikemonji sword at Zoro's waist. She was stunned. How did you get Wado Ikemonji? Lin Mo gave it to me, Zoro replied. We dueled earlier. I lost, but he critiqued my sword technique, the one I tied with you. Seriously, Lin Mo is amazing. Just a few pointers doubled the power of my move. I even broke a sword trying it out, and then he gave me Wado Ikemonji. He paused, then continued, I don't know why he gave it to me. Maybe because I broke a sword. Kuina clenched her teeth, feeling a surge of frustration. Koshiro looked at Zoro thoughtfully. Zoro scratched the back of his head and grinned sheepishly. Lin Mo doesn't do things without a reason, Koshiro said. Giving you Wado Ikemonji means he recognizes your potential. What? Zoro was surprised. Really? Lin Mo. He really thinks I'm good. Humph. Kuina said, annoyed, that's just great. He fought you, gave you advice, and even gave you a sword. Zoro, don't get a big head. I won't give up on Wado Ikemonji. I'll earn it back with my strength. And 10 years from now, I'll defeat Lin Mo before you do. Huh? 10 years from now? Zoro asked, confused. What are you talking about? Don't tell me you don't know Lin Mo's leaving. What? He's leaving. When? He didn't say anything to me. Zoro was shocked. Kuina was taken aback. He said he told you. When did he? Zoro suddenly remembered Lin Mo's words before their duel, and his face paled. He can't have left long ago, right? Kuina nodded. Without a word, Zoro sprinted toward the docks. Go, Koshiro said, patting Kuina's back. You should see Lin Mo off too. Kuina hesitated, then followed Zoro. Frostmoon Village wasn't far from the docks. Lin Mo reached the docks after a 10-minute walk. He found the small sailboat he had left on the shore. He boarded the boat and untied the rope, activating the system navigation. He began sailing toward the Baratai Sea restaurant. From the shore, Zoro's voice rang out. Lin Mo. Zoro shouted, looking at Lin Mo's back as the boat sailed away. Thank you. Lin Mo glanced back. Kuina also arrived at the shore, shouting, 10 years from now, I'm going to the Grand Line to find you. You better not lose to anyone before I get a chance to fight you. I won't let you lose until I beat you myself. Lin Mo. Zoro held up Wado Ikemonji and shouted, I'll definitely beat you before Kuina does, and then I'll use Wado Ikemonji to become the greatest swordsman in the world. Lin Mo stared back at Zoro and Kuina, speechless. What are these two up to? He shrugged, raised his hand, and waved. The two on the shore immediately waved back, saying in unison, Bon voyage. Chapter 17 The boy who refuses to waste food in the sea restaurant. Lin Mo left Frostmoon Village and sailed for a week. Finally, on the 8th day, around noon, he spotted the silhouette of the Baratai. The Baratai was a famous sea restaurant in the East Blue. it was known for its no food waste policy because it was staffed with heavily armed fighting chefs. The Baratai was also known as a fighting restaurant. Based on Lin Mo's understanding, the Barati's chef and owner, Redleg Zeph, and his future sous chef Sanji, were the key people to completing his sign-in-progress task. The boat carrying Lin Mo slowly approached the Baratai. It was lunchtime. So many ships were already docked nearby. Lin Mo casually parked his boat between two larger vessels and tied it off. As soon as he stepped onto the Barati's deck, the familiar notification sound rang in his mind, *ding. Congratulations, host, for successfully arriving at the Baratai Sea Restaurant sign-in location. Sign-in progress plus 10%, current total progress 10%. New skill flash step LV1 awarded, and system space expanded tenfold. Current total system space is 100 times 100 times 100 cubic meters, **100x 100x 100 cubic meters, that was huge. Filled with food and drinks, Lin Mo could eat and drink for a year, and this flash step, as the system integrated the information into his mind, Lin Mo's eyes lit up. This was a technique from Bleach that allowed him to move his body with incredible speed, appearing instantly next to an opponent or moving away faster than they could see. An advanced version, Void Flash, could even teleport him out of an encirclement. Page 24. You are listening at novelfull.audio. For Lin Mo, Shunpo was a great support skill. He pushed open the red doors leading to the dining hall and walked in. Calm as you please, the place was already buzzing with diners. Just then, a beefy dude with a mouth like a bear trap and a face that could scare an orangutan barreled toward Lin Mo, rubbing his hands together. Alright, kid. We don't cater to broke folks here. You got the cash? Lin Mo glanced up at the guy. It was Patty. Patty had been a pirate once, but he jumped ship and now worked as a chef and bouncer at the restaurant, having to pay to eat at a restaurant. No biggie. Lin Mo didn't sweat Patty hitting him up for money right off the bat. Time to pony up. Lin Mo pulled out a money bag and jiggled it in his hand. Patty's ears perked up, and he flashed a grin. Customers always right. Follow me. He led Lin Mo to an empty table, then whipped out a menu, rubbing his hands, grinning like a Cheshire cat, and giving Lin Mo the once-over. Alright, what'll you have? Lin Mo scanned the menu. The prices were definitely steeper than anything you'd find on the mainland. He rattled off a few dishes at random. Patty was scribbling down the order when the front doors swung open again. First, two young guys in navy uniforms marched in. Right behind them, a tall, thick-set man in a dog-shaped hat strolled in. Welcome, Lieutenant General Karp. Patty greeted him with a smile. Ha ha ha. Karp boomed. Been ages since I had Barati's desserts. Bring me all the good stuff. You got it, you got it. Patty beamed, seating Karp at the table to Lin Mo's right. The two Marines with Karp stood at attention behind him. Lin Mo stole a glance. Yep, it was Luffy's grandpa, Dragon's old man, the Vice Admiral known as Iron Fist Karp himself. Truth was, Karp was way stronger than a lieutenant general should be, proven by how he'd chased down the pirate king Roger and nearly cornered him countless times. He'd just turned down promotions to admiral over and over, sticking with the title he had. Thinking back to Windmill Village, Karp had called Shanks once. Now that he was back in the East Blue, he was probably headed there to see Luffy. Lin Mo never expected to run into Karp at Barati. He took a sip of his wine, then he set his wine gourd on the table. Karp at the next table sniffed the air, then turned to Lin Mo. Hey, kid, what you drinkin'? Wine, Lin Mo answered, not elaborating. Karp's eyes zeroed in on Lake Toya hanging from Lin Mo's waist. He stroked his chin, thinking. You a swordsman? Lin Mo kept drinking, not bothering to answer. Karp roared with laughter. Ha ha ha. You're a funny one, kid. What's your name? Lin Mo swallowed his wine. Lin Mo. Traveling alone? Yep. Where you from? Karp pressed. Lin Mo gave him a deadpan look. Was this guy grilling him or what? He took another swig, ignoring him. Just then, a blond kid with a bunch of band-aids on his face, looked like he'd just been through a brawl, showed up with 2 plates of food. Here's your order. Enjoy. It was 9-year-old Sanji, future chef and one of the heavy hitters on Luffy's crew. He set the dishes in front of Lin Mo and started to head back to the kitchen. He barely turned around. Suddenly, a few whiny voices cut through the air from a table nearby. Why are there carrots in the fried rice? I can't stand carrots. That trash shouldn't even exist. Oh honey, just leave them. We'll order another one without carrots, okay? That it was a fancy-dressed young woman and her bratty 10-year-old son. Sanji's eyes locked on the table, and just like that, his fuse was lit. Page 25. You are listening at novelfull.audio. That kid actually dumped a plate of fried rice right on the table and started playing with it, scattering grains all over the floor. For Sanji, who'd nearly starved to death before, this was unforgivable. Hey! Sanji stormed over to the kid who was wasting food. Seeing Sanji approach, the child's mother quickly said, "Perfect timing, we need to order some more." Sanji ignored her request and snapped, "Do you have any idea how many people are starving in the world? How can you just throw food away like that?" The young woman froze, then frowned. "What's your problem? I paid for this food, I can waste it if I want. What's it to you? Damn it. So what if you have money?" Sanji clenched his fists, his voice rising. "When there's nothing to eat, can money fill your stomach? Chapter 18 See Restaurant Ginger is still old and spicy. In the huge dining hall, everything came to a standstill. Everyone stopped what they were doing. It was like watching a live show. All eyes were glued to Sanji, who was now in a heated argument with a customer. The woman, dripping in jewels, looked around, seeing all the attention on her. She smirked, a nasty idea popping into her head. She swept the remaining half of her fried rice off the plate and onto the floor in front of Sanji. Sanji's eyes widened. The woman deliberately ground the rice into the floor with her heel. "Don't you hate wasting food?" she taunted. "Why don't you eat the fried rice on the ground, then? Consider it my treat. Don't be shy. You." Sanji trembled with fury. "Oh my goodness," the woman said, feigning shock. "What's wrong?" "Just a lot of talk and no action." "How disappointing. Don't go telling other people what to do if you can't do it yourself." The woman's words drew chuckles from some of the nearby customers. A few others looked uncomfortable, sensing she'd gone too far, but they didn't intervene. Sanji stared at the trampled, dirty rice, his fists clenching and unclenching. Finally, he took a deep breath. "If I eat the fried rice off the floor, you'll eat all the rice on that table." The woman's eyes narrowed as she ground the rice deeper into the floor. "Fine," she sneered. "As long as you eat that garbage, I'll eat every last grain on the table." "Okay, you said it." With that, Sanji dropped to his knees, scooped up the filthy rice with his hands, and started shoving it into his mouth. "Mom, is that guy an idiot?" the woman's son said, pointing at Sanji with his spoon, laughing. "Ha ha ha, he's actually eating food off the floor. Is he a beggar? Ha ha ha." Now, some of the other customers started to speak up. "Who acts like that in front of a kid? Wait, he's really eating it? I thought he was kidding. Hey, lady, he ate the rice off the floor. Time to keep your promise and eat what's on the table, right?" "Yeah, eat the food," the woman gritted her teeth, hearing the whispers around her. She jumped up, grabbing her son's hand to leave. Seriously? Breaking a promise to a kid? That's low. Exactly, with her son right here. What a terrible example. Hurry up and eat. He ate the stuff you stomped on and dirted. Eating the food on the table is a steal. The crowd's murmurs buzzed in the woman's ears. She looked at Sanji, still on the ground, forcing down the rice she'd ground into the floor. Her jaw tightened. She grabbed a handful of the fried rice her son had dumped on the table and stuffed it into her mouth. She swallowed it in a few bites, grabbed her son's hand, and stormed out, muttering, "What a dump. You just wait, punk." Meanwhile, Lin Mo watched the whole scene unfold as he sipped on the appetizers he'd ordered. Most people probably think Sanji didn't need to pick a fight with that woman or actually eat the rice off the floor. but if Sanji wasn't affected by these things, he wouldn't be Sanji. After all, wasting food and being mean to women are the two things he can't stand the most, so, Sanji's reaction was exactly what Lin Mo expected. Just then, Patty came bustling out of the kitchen, carrying a tray loaded with desserts. He spotted Sanji on the floor and his face darkened. He hurried to deliver Karp's dessert, then, he grabbed Sanji by the scruff of his neck and hauled him to his feet. The food-wasting mother and son were long gone. Patty didn't know exactly what had happened between Sanji and those customers, but seeing the rice trampled on the floor and a grain still stuck to the corner of Sanji's mouth, he could take a good guess. "Let go, Patty, you jerk," Sanji struggled to break free. Page 26. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At only 9, he was way smaller and weaker than Patty. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't shake Patty's grip on his collar. Patty smacked Sanji on the head. "You little punk. You've been hassling the customers again, haven't you? How many have you chased off this month? You know how much money you're costing us with your crap." Sanji shot back, "Money, money, money. That's all you care about. Does money fill your stomach?" Patty whacked him again. "What do you think a restaurant is for, genius? To lose money? No money, no ingredients, you moron." Patty dragged Sanji toward the kitchen. "You useless freeloader, you're on dish duty. Jerk. You stinkin' cook. Huh. You wanna be stinkin' cook, you got no right to call me a stinkin' cook." Lin Mo watched Patty haul Sanji away. He was here to complete a sign-in-progress task. Bardi was just a floating restaurant, not a hotel unless he stayed here to work. Lin Mo quickly dismissed that idea. No way was he gonna work a job, and especially not for someone else. Another option was to talk to Zeph, Bardi's captain and chef. Like at Frostmoon Village, talking to him might trigger the sign-in. With that in mind, Lin Mo finished his food and drained his wine gourd. He was about to head upstairs to find Zeph when Karp suddenly chucked a donut at him. Lin Mo easily caught it, giving Karp a look. "Ha ha ha," Karp boomed. "Not bad, kid. Ever think about joining the Marines? Huh. That was a random invitation, that's it." "Nope," Lin Mo said, tossing the donut back. Karp laughed, caught it, and took a bite. "Hey, wasting food is against the rules here." Lin Mo just stared. "You threw it at me, remember?" Karp chuckled. "Take your time, kid. Think it over." Even though he was a pretty laid-back vice admiral, Karp had a keen eye for talent. He'd known Lin Mo was different from the start. What really impressed him was the wine Lin Mo was drinking. It wasn't strong, but the flavor, with hints of cherry blossoms and grains, told him Lin Mo had been to the Ishin dojo in Shimotsuki Village. Karp had visited Shimotsuki Village once and spent a couple of days at the dojo. Koshiro had served him the same kind of wine when he left. Karp had asked for more, but Koshiro had refused. Now, this kid had some in his gourd. That said, Koshiro thought pretty highly of him. The other thing that impressed Karp was the small sailboat outside, just big enough for 1 or 2 people. The style was unique to Windmill Village, and he recognized it right away. That's why he'd asked Lin Mo if he'd come to Bardi alone, and when Lin Mo said yes, it was clear the boat was his. Plus, Redhead had mentioned meeting a kid who might shake things up. This kid in front of him was probably him. Chapter 19 Floating Restaurant, Justifiable Defense Lin Mo knew Karp didn't go around recruiting just anyone. The guy had to have serious potential, and they just met, hadn't even exchanged a dozen words. Think about it. What was there to think about? Lin Mo said flatly, "I'm not thinking about it. I'm saying no." "Ha ha ha," Karp roared. "You wouldn't be joining Shanks's crew, would you? Shanks." Lin Mo gave him a surprised look. How did Karp know he knew Shanks? Did Shanks tell him on that phone call? Page 28. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Oh. You little punk, you've got a couple of tricks up your sleeve. Zeph narrowed his eyes, letting a bit of his power seep out, and sped up. Lin Mo didn't want any trouble, but he was being pushed. He wasn't about to just stand there and take it. Seeing that he couldn't dodge Zeph's next attack, Lin Mo's eyes flickered. and he coated his hand with armament hockey. He grabbed Zeph's speeding prosthetic in one swift move, then, using Zeph's momentum, he spun halfway around and hurled the prosthetic away. Asterisk clang, star, as Zeph crashed into a nearby wooden panel and landed. Inside his room, Sanji, who was nearby, stared in disbelief. No way. That old geezer got taken down by a kid almost my age. Damn it. Zeph, looking furious, got up from a pile of splinters and glared at Lin Mo. You little brat. You wrecked my ship. Lin Mo shrugged. Self-defense. Not my problem. Zeph retorted, self-defense, my butt. You damaged my ship. You're paying for it. Lin Mo casually asked, how much? Zeph narrowed his eyes. 10,000 berries, Chapter 20 The Unexpected Harvest of the Sea Restaurant In the world of pirates, 10,000 berries was a fortune for an average family. It definitely wouldn't cost that much to fix the panel Zeph broke. Back in Fusha Village and Shimatsuki Village, Lin Mo used to hunt in the nearby valleys and sell the meat for booze money. He never sold too much at once, just enough for a while, so, he only had less than 1,000 berries on him now, not enough to cover Zeph's outrageous demand of 10,000 berries. Just then, from next to the kitchen, several cooks heard the commotion in the hallway. They rushed out of the kitchen, seeing Zeph covered in splinters with a bruise on his face. They were outraged. Boss, are you okay? Huh? What happened here? What was that noise? Boss, who did this to you? Damn it. How dare they hurt our boss? Unforgivable. Who was it? I'm gonna settle this. Enough. Zeph barked at the cooks. I'm fine. Get back to the kitchen and keep cooking for the customers. But boss, you're hurt. Should I get the first aid kit? Boss, who did it? Tell us. We won't let them get away with it. That the cooks refused to back down. It was him. Sanji pointed at Lin Mo, who was standing in the hallway, seemingly unconcerned. He did it. I saw it with my own eyes. That the cooks all stared at Lin Mo. A moment of silence, then, they burst into laughter. Ha ha ha. Sanji, you're joking, right? That kid's about your age. He barely even has hair on his chin yet. How could he hurt the boss? Yeah, right. I could flick that kid away with one finger. Sanji, if you're gonna tell a story, at least make it believable. Ha ha ha. Hey, I'm telling the truth. Sanji snapped. Old geezer, tell them. He's the one who knocked you down. Zeph, with a dark look on his face, snapped, you little punk, if you're not gonna work, get out of the baratai. That the cooks fell silent and hurried back to the kitchen to start working. And you? Zeph yelled at Sanji. If you don't want to get thrown out, start washing dishes. Huh? Sanji was taken aback. No matter how much he complained inside, he had to obey. He couldn't leave the baratai. Couldn't leave Zeph. Clenching his fists, Sanji went back to the kitchen and started washing dishes as ordered. Now, only Zeph and Lin Mo were left in the hallway. Hey, kid. Zeph dusted himself off and said blankly, if you can't afford the 10,000 berry fee, you can stay and work. No. Lin Mo refused. There was no way he was working for anyone. Zeph frowned. If you don't want to stay, hand over the money. Lin Mo pulled out 2 money pouches, each containing 500 berries, and tossed them to Zeph. That's enough for the repairs. Zeph stared at the pouches in his hand with a frown, narrowing his eyes slightly. You broke my ship. I get to decide how much it costs. If I say that's not enough, it's not enough. I'll cut you some slack, kid. Stay here for 2 months, and then you're free to go. The situation at the baratai was unique. The cooks there were all fighters. Pirates often came to eat and cause trouble, so the cooks were constantly fighting them, scaring away many of the workers. Every day, tons of people came to eat at the baratai, but they were short-handed. which made everyone busy, so, Zeph's main goal wasn't to actually get that much money but to get Lin Mo to stay and help out. Page 29. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Mo, of course, had already considered all this. There was no way he was doing Zap's bidding. Nope. Lin Mo shut him down again. Right then, the system pinged in his head. Ding. Declined Zap's job offer. Sign in progress plus 10%, now at 20%. New skill unlocked, Night Attack LV1, Night Attack. Lin Mo's eyes lit up, a surge of excitement washing over him. He knew getting involved with Zap would boost his sign in progress, but a brand new skill? That was unexpected. Night Attack, practically a finishing move in Naruto. It's the ultimate technique born from opening the 8 inner gates, unleashing the 8 gates formation. You start in a specific stance, channeling chakra to launch a kick that defies physical limits, powerful enough to warp space itself. Seriously potent. The downside? You have to burn your life force to use it. That was Lin Mo's main worry. He mentally questioned the system. Will using Night Attack drain my life? Ding. No life drain. No effect on the host below LV6 initially. Above LV6, each use of Night Attack will consume significant chakra and stamina. Hearing that, Lin Mo breathed a sigh of relief. Zap, noticing Lin Mo's silence and the strange, happy look on his face, grew impatient. Hey, kid. Zap snapped, Earth to kid. You even listening? You think you're in a position to haggle with me? Snapping back to reality, Lin Mo composed himself. He raised his head, giving Zap a cool glance. A faint smirk played on his lips. Still a no. Zap took a deep breath, trying a different angle. Look, kid, a man's gotta own up to his mistakes and pay the price. All I'm asking for is 2 months of your time. I said no. This time, Lin Mo didn't back down. He surprisingly stepped forward, closing the distance with Zap. A faint red aura began to emanate from Lin Mo. Just as they were about to collide, he unleashed the kick, aimed squarely at Zap's prosthetic leg. Prosthetic or not, it still packed a punch. Zap had sensed something was off the moment Lin Mo's body started glowing. Back in the day, on the Grand Line, he'd faced some seriously powerful people, but those guys were all over 20. This time, he was getting a whiff of danger from a kid. It was too late to pull back his leg. Their kicks collided, locked for 3 agonizing seconds, then, both were thrown back, stumbling several steps. Zap had only used 30% of his strength, but 30% was enough to send most people flying. Who are you, kid? Zap questioned, a slight frown creasing his brow. What did you call that move you just used? Lin Mo stretched his right leg and said casually, Night Attack. Huh? Zap scoffed. That's what you're calling it? Lin Mo simply nodded. Yep. Zap was dumbfounded. Weird name for a move. Weird or not, the kid had definitely earned his respect. Chapter 21, Vice Admiral stalking the Baratai. Legs were Zap's pride and joy, second only to his cooking skills. He had defeated countless opponents with his kicks, his feet stained red with their blood. That was the reason he was called Redleg Zap. What's your name, kid? Zap asked. Lin Mo. Alright, I'll take the payment you already made, but you have to work at the Baratai for at least 1 month. No. Hey. Zap furrowed his brow. Just taking orders and serving customers. You won't even have to do any kitchen chores. Just then, a voice boomed from the spiral staircase in the middle of the corridor. How much does that kid still owe you anyway? Lin Mo and Zap both turned to see Karp. Zap exclaimed, You're Naval Hero Karp. Page 30. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Karp grinned, baring his teeth. Redfoot Zap, former head of the Chef Pirates, now boss of the Baratai. Pirate or not, you've still got a bounty on your head, and I can still collect. Zap narrowed his eyes, knowing he was no match for Karp. Still, he wasn't about to go quietly. If you knew I was running the Baratai, you could have grabbed me any time. Why wait until now? Garp kept grinning. I'm a reasonable guy. Let the kid go, and I'll forget about arresting you. Sounds like a pretty sweet deal, right? Heh, Zap scoffed. Brat, who gets a naval hero like you to personally rescue him? Seems like he's more than just some ordinary kid. Ha! Garp boomed, relax, the kid's nothing special. I was just taking a stroll after dinner and happened to see some helpless kid getting roughed up. A hero's gotta do what a hero's gotta do, right? Zap just stared at him, yeah, right, Zap was getting impatient. What do you want? Garp looked over at Lin Mo, smiling. Kid, I'm saving your butt. You owe me one. All I want is for you to join the Navy. Lin Mo just stared back, speechless, what's with this guy Garp? Why is he so fixated on me? Actually, Garp had noticed the commotion upstairs while he was snacking in the restaurant. Curiosity got the better of him, so he went to investigate. He ended up seeing Lin Mo and Zap trading blows. He knew Redfoot Zap. Zap wasn't as strong as him, but he could definitely handle some run-of-the-mill punks, and yet, he was evenly matched with a kid. More importantly, the wooden sword hanging from Lin Mo's waist showed he was a swordsman, but instead of using his sword skills against Zap, he met Zap's kicks with his own legs. Garp immediately realized something. This kid was trying to beat the guy at his own game. Now that's guts, but he liked this kid more and more. He could almost see why Shanks was so high on him. As for Garp's sudden offer, Lin Mo was at a loss for words. Zap, on the other hand, seemed to find the whole situation amusing. He smirked. Garp, have you asked this kid to join the Navy before, and he turned you down? Garp rubbed the back of his head, chuckling sheepishly. Heh, maybe I did jump the gun a bit. Zap pressed on. But judging by the look on the boy's face, he's not exactly thrilled about joining. If you force him, how are you any different from those power-hungry pirates who'll do anything to get what they want? Hey, now, don't go twisting my words. Who said anything about forcing him? Garp looked at Lin Mo, grinning. Kid, I'm doing you a solid here. Join the Navy, and we're square. Before Lin Mo could answer, Zap chimed in. Kid, I can tell you're not keen on the Navy, so why not stay here at the Baratai? You wouldn't have to do any chores, you could go wherever you want, do whatever you want, as long as you don't cause too much trouble. Plus, you can stay as long as you want. Zap was obviously trying to get under Garp's skin. Hey! Zap! Garp protested, you trying to stir up trouble? Huh, Zap chuckled. I'm just giving the kid another option. It's up to him which one he chooses. So, kid, what do you think of my offer? Lin Mo smiled faintly. Sounds good. Zap's offer meant Lin Mo just had to hang around, without having to do anything, what's not to like, He'd rather take Zap's offer, he didn't want to be indebted to anyone in this world. Ha! I win. Zap grinned, never thought I'd see the day Garp got rejected. Garp was silent for a moment, then he burst out laughing. He didn't seem to care at all that Lin Mo hadn't chosen him. Ha ha ha. Garp roared. Definitely an interesting kid. In that case, I've decided to stick around here for a while, too. Wherever Lin Mo goes, I go. Ha. Zap was shocked. Over a kid? What about your job? Don't you have pirates to catch? Garp pointed at Zap, grinning. Pirates are always on the menu. I hear your restaurant gets plenty of pirate visitors. I can eat some delicious desserts while catching any pirate who happens to wander in. 2 birds with 1 stone. What could be better? Zap just stared. Lin Mo was equally speechless. He hadn't expected Garp to go this far. This insistence on him joining the Navy was similar to how Luffy forced Zoro, Sanji, and others to join his crew in the future, like grandfather, like grandson, whatever. Let him do what he wants, Lin Mo didn't plan on sticking around here for long. Without a word, he turned and headed for the kitchen. Where are you going? Zap asked, Lin Mo replied casually. The kitchen.